Okay, I am so happy to be with you. I've kind of been out of the loop for about a year. I had a very serious accident a year ago tomorrow. So I've been in a heavy year of therapy and a heavy year of just recuperating. And it's been wonderful to see and to come back and to be stronger than ever. And one of the key things is what I'm going to share with you today. And so we're just going to go and have all kinds of great fun together. And I look forward to you. You can go to the information at the end of this presentation and get to me personally through my website and through my email. Those are the easiest to get to me. And I will talk with you all over the world. So let's get going and get into this information that I can't wait to share with you. All right. Okay. So we're going to talk about what are the healing vibrations in water. Now, in my world, in our brain camp that we have and in the home programs that we do, it's all about the vibration. If we don't have the right frequencies, we cannot get the healing in the body because everything starts in the vibration in the electromagnetic field first before it goes to the molecular world. So what is the healing vibrations of water? It is voltage first, and then it is, whoops, we're going to have to move our screen here. How do we get voltage into our cells? This is one of the basic things that I like people to get to know and to understand because people say, well, I'm taking all these vitamins or drinking this water and I'm doing all this. But what is really, if you don't raise the electromagnetic field in your cells, you're not going to have health. So most humans operate best in their pH of their bodies of 7.35 to 7.4, which is also indicated as a voltage range, if you had range in your body, of minus 20 millivolts to minus 25. And this is where your cells can heal. If they're not there, the body cannot heal. So we need to make new cells. Now, making the new cells, we have to go to minus 50 millivolts. This is considered healing voltage. Guys, this is quantum that I'm teaching you. This is energy. This is where how we run our programs. This is how I run my individual programs. And this is how I choose products. This is why I'm so particular about everything that I have and everything I put in the body. If we have below 0 megavolts, we change the polarity and all cancer occurs at plus 30 millivolts. So vibration is measured in volts. You have the vibration is the oscillation and the repetitive movement of an object around an equilibrium position. Vibration is also your whole body motion. What are the volts? Electromotive force or potential difference, usually expressed in volts. This is just to give you a little definition. How do cells get your voltage? You get one of the most powerful forces of vibration and your electromagnetic field from your water. Water from the ground contains electrons. This is called alkaline water. When we drink tap water, fluoride water, chlorine water, when we bathe in chlorine water and chemicals, they steal our electrons. And when we drink this, it steals our electrons. People, you need to understand this because your water is so important. This is a little different take on how to look at water because we don't usually think, well, we usually think water is water. Or, you know, if I drink alkaline water, it's the same as all alkaline water. Not so. Because if it doesn't have the right pH, the right voltage, it actually steals your electrons. When water shows a minus voltage, or we call it ORP, oxygen reduction potential, it's an electron donor. When water shows a positive voltage, the water is an electron stealer. Now, believe it or not, there are uses for each of those, and I'm going to teach you those as we go along. How fast the body makes new cells. Watch how this. The process of rebuilding new and healthy cells is based on the fact that the body is constantly replacing itself. Rods and cones in your eyes every 48 hours. Skin, you get new skin every 6 weeks. Your liver, you get new liver cells in 8 weeks. The nervous system, 8 months. This is why we see neurological programs taking not just a few days, but months, because we're repairing the nervous cell. Bones, it takes a year. So every year we completely change ourselves. We are rapidly making new cells, but here's the key. If you're not putting in the right voltage and you're not putting in the right information, you're not making a completely new healthy self. You're making a self that is getting deteriorated. So this is why it is so important. So to make new cells, it requires that minus 50 megavolts. Voltage means health or disease, how voltage is lost and how it is increased. We lose it by fluoride in our water. Watch your toothpaste, guys. Watch the dentist. Watch that you don't get fluoride at your dentist. It's it'll pull your energy, pull your voltage, chlorine in the water. And that's why it's important to have filters on your water when you shower. Don't shower in chlorine. Don't wash in chlorine. Still water, which is just water that's not moving, because the moving water makes it have voltage. Electromagnetic fields. Oh my goodness, we probably should do some seminars on that. Because the EMF now, with what's coming up with 5G and computers and cell phones and microwaves, we have so many people that are getting electromagnetically sensitive. And we have been able to help them with some amazing things by correcting their voltage. Cooked food. If you're not eating a lot of raw food, you're getting low voltage, lack of minerals. Remember, minerals are more important than vitamins. And I am an adamant about having liquid minerals, because so many of the capsuled minerals do not get into the cells. Low voltage supplements. Be careful about your supplements. Don't just buy them because they say this is good or that is good. You got to really watch your supplements. Negative emotions and traumas. This will pull your voltage down so fast. And of course, we have trauma clearing programs that have just been phenomenal and are helping people a lot. Then acid water. Where do we get acid water? Tap water, filtered water, bottled water, reverse osmosis water, distilled water, well water. You know, I lived in a ranch, a 200-acre ranch for about 15 years. And we had a well. And I thought this was the best water. It's 900 feet deep. They can't get any pesticides in there. And you know what? My husband and I at that time were taking all kinds of antioxidants, all kinds of supplements. And somebody told me about this other water. In fact, it came at me. Sometimes it comes in 2s and 3s. And at that time, it came in about 2s and 3s. And I thought, okay. And what got my attention is that one of my clients who had been quadruple bypass, and he was on his way out, he got on this water, and he actually got on one of the lowest systems that this water makes, one of the lowest voltage units of it. And he turned around. In 3 weeks, he turned around, and I like stood up and go, and I think I have good water. I think I better learn something. I think I better look at this. And that was the beginning of me starting to really research this water and see what it was. And he was amazing. He went on to live for, I think, about 5 or 6 more years. Now, how do we increase our voltage? So guys, I'm talking about a whole nutrition plan, a whole lifestyle. And of course, water is 70 to 80%. So it's very, very important. That's kind of why we're starting with it. But another way to raise your voltage is to eat whole, unprocessed, chemical-free, pesticide-free food. And I recommend highly, not just that, growing your own, using some kind of I use a plate or a mat, and recommend those for my clients, that you put your food on, that helps get rid of even the things that you don't know get into your good, healthy food. Raw organic foods. Put your feet in dirt or peat moss. That is actually called a grounding method, and you can do it inside in the middle of winter. And we have a special formula on that helps actually when you add kelp and sacred frankincense to it, it downloads the EMF frequencies. Amazing. Soak in the sunshine. Get out in the sunshine. I love to garden, love to get out in the sunshine. Standing in water, especially running water, will help you. But if that running water is chlorinated water, not going to work. You got to have it not chlorinated running water. Iodine. Iodine is extremely important for your body. It is probably one of the least used supplements that are recommended, but it is a way to raise your voltage and support your thyroid. Mineral supplementation, high voltage supplements. We have a whole list of those we can recommend. Hug someone. You've heard of hugging a tree. Put your body next to someone. Hug them. If they're not hugging you, be proactive and hug them. Okay, every cell in the body works on voltage. You're alive today because you're having all your electrons working, your cells are working, they're working on voltage. But if you have things going on in your body, that means the voltage is low. It means that they're not, the vibration in the cells isn't working right. The cells have to have enough voltage to be able to work. Chronic disease is associated with a loss of voltage. The loss of voltage is related to acid pH. And chronic disease is always low voltage. That's why when we do our brain program, we don't give a lot of supplements. We give them very high quality organic food, lots of salads, lots of raw food. But we do all these kinds of frequency things like light and sound and motion. And we have frequency things that we hook up to electrodes and all these things that we're raising their voltage, as well as we have a gallon of water that we set out for everybody, and they have their name on it. And we watch how much water they drink. And if they haven't drank enough water, we know they're not going to have enough voltage to get their brain healing. If you have any kind of pain, your voltage is going to be affected. Cells don't have enough voltage to do their job. Cells can't rid their waste and they become toxic. This is where microorganisms grow and release toxins. What are we in the middle of now? This pandemic. If you're getting your toxins out and your voltage is high enough, no problem. You're going to release your toxins because your digestive system, your enzymes will kill them. At 30 plus, this is the plus side, which is, I say, the left side. Fungus takes over the DNA of the cells to produce cancer. Electron stealers drop the voltage. What are those? When the cells start dropping below minus 20, this is on the positive side, or on the negative side, which is opposite to what we think. In the body, it has to be a negative. We begin to have health issues. Electron stealers are the cause of this. There was an experiment done with a Dr. Keith Brewer. He dropped the voltage of normal cells in a petri dish from minus 20 to plus 30 millivolts. The cells became what? Malignant. When the voltage was added back into the cells up to minus 65 millivolts, all the cancer cells died. So when you look at nutritional programs, health programs for cancer, what happens? A lot of times they're eating good, healthy food. They're doing raw vegetables and a lot of raw juice. Why? Because it raises the voltage. And if you raise the voltage, a lot of people have turned that around. Electron voltage stealers, chlorine and fluoride in our drinking water or electron. Canola oil. I have a ranch in the middle of canola country. And I want to tell you, do not believe these things on your labels in the health food stores where it says organic canola. By definition, the farmers have told me that you cannot produce organic canola oil because it is highly, highly, highly susceptible to weeds and problems, and they have to use the Roundup. If you're using trans fats, if you're using hydrogenated oils, deep fried foods, there are many electron stealers in our environment that are introduced to our bodies. Guys, we're sitting right now, all of you, in an electron stealing field of cell phones and computers. And I beg you to stop using your microwaves because they are stealing your electrons from your food. They are then stealing them from your body. And by the way, anything that you microwave is reducing your protein. It's killing the protein inside the food. If you have stress, trauma, negative emotions, you're also stealing the voltage. Now you may think I don't have stress today. I'm watching Dr. Allen and I'm so happy. But think about the stress out there around you. And I'm so happy to have you here today. But that stress that may have come, or that trauma from childhood, if it's not dealt with, it can be causing you to steal electrons and causing your body to go into unhealth conditions. And we have things that we will probably bring to you in the future that are going to help you understand how to raise your voltage. Okay, we're going to put the donors standing in the dirt, swimming in the ocean, running water, unprocessed, raw, chemical free, the right kind of fats, trauma clearing. We do trauma clearing, long distance, and we've done it all over the world. We do it in our center as well. Positive thoughts. We could go on and on about that. Alkaline, ionized, microclustered water is what we need. How to build your voltage? Whoa, alkaline, ionized, microclustered water, whole, unprocessed, chemical-free foods. You know, I'm repeating these, but when I'm done, I want you to be able to name them. Minerals, high voltage supplements, functioning thyroid needs, daily iodine, clearing negative traumas and emotions. Here's our pH scale. I'm sure you've seen it. You're going to look on the acidic. We know tomatoes and vinegar are very acidic in food. Your kind of neutral pHs are milk, and your blood should be in the neutral. Baking soda is neutral. You go up high, soap and things like that. And certain foods go into the alkaline. Lots of greens. Look at the green. Your green is going to be in the alkaline. So you want your pH, your voltage. Some of your foods are going to be, or things that you're going to have, are plus 400. If you go high, some of these things can be minus 400. That's just showing substances on the earth. Your pH is really another way to say voltage. The power of the pH, you want to put it to work for you. How do you do that? Well, one of the reasons why you want to do that is because the human body is 75% water. And solutions, everything around your cell is in solutions, is always in play in your body. Much of the transfer of the voltage occurs via the fluids. That's why when you do something while you're sitting there, you should be drinking water, should be always flushing the system, which I'm going to do one right now while it's twinkling at you. Why is the vibration of voltage, we're going to kind of use them synonymously, of water the key to healing? Now, let me ask you this again. Can you answer that? Why is the vibration or the voltage of water the key to healing? I don't care if I have the best equipment, the best supplement, the best food. If I don't have what the body has 75% of, I am missing one of the main keys to healing. The amount of water in the body, oh my goodness, let's look at this. The body, 70, 75%. Blood, 85% water. Brain, 80% water. Muscles, 75% water. And cells, 90% water. Guys, even if you have the best equipment, the best alkaline water, it doesn't do you any good if you don't drink it. Now, right now, I'm going to give you a free tip. Sometimes people will say to me, but I'm drinking the best water, but I'm still dehydrated. And what I say to them is take a little bit of Himalayan salt or Celtic salt, put a pinch on your finger, on your tongue, then drink your big glass of water. What that does, that mineral pulls that water into the cells if you have such low voltage that you're not doing it again. If you take 2 jars and you take electrodes and put them in, and one has just water, let's say tap water, and one has water with salt in it, the one with the salt is going to light up the bulb at the end of those electrodes far faster than the one without, because that's what it's going to do in your cells. But water's all the same. But is it? Water seems like water? I thought so. I thought, you know, for years, guys, I told people to use reverse osmosis. For years, I thought well water was the best on the planet. How could it not be? It was dead water. I was needing to use a lot of antioxidants. Water from the tap looks like water, smells like water, tastes like water. But when you look closely, you'll see that water quality varies. After my friend had his experience, my client, he was also my friend, their family. I began to study water, and I have put in hundreds, if not thousands of hours of studying the research. So what I'm giving you here is not just from my experience, but it comes documented from research about water. The amount of oxygen in the cells is due to the vibration and voltage in the water you drink. Rising oxygen levels means what? It means you're going to have cellular healing, guys. It means when the voltage is normal, minus 25 millivolts, oxygen can enter the cells automatically as needed. When we do testing, and I do home programs for people, I'm always testing their voltage from their samples that they send me. And very few people are at minus 25. And as they begin to heal, that voltage goes up and they feel the difference. Absolutely feel it. Restoring that, okay, you get these pictures in your mind. Hold that glass of water, eat those fresh fruits and vegetables, hug a tree. Well, I think hugging an animal is good too. And hugging your partner, hugging your husband, your family, your children, hugging your friends. Drink water that contains only the electrons that are in the alkaline water. And don't fall for the false advertisement out there. I'm telling you, there is a difference in supplements. And I tell people, just because it's well, let's take a B vitamin. Just because it's a B vitamin doesn't mean it's a good B vitamin, because there's so many factors coming together that people don't understand. They read a label and they think, wow, that has that, that has that. No, there's much more to that. That's the voltage, the vibration of it. Drinking water that has that voltage is very important. Getting that iodine in there. Get into the sun. Put your feet in the dirt. Hug other living things. Eat raw and unprocessed chemical-free foods. Get rid of those emotions. They're trapped emotions. There's lots of ways to do that. Look at the electron stealers, electron donors. You're going to have damage caused by the stealers. You're going to have the electron donors are going to help your cells do the work. Look at the difference in pH. 0 to 6.9 is your stealers. 7 to 0.1 to 14 are your donors. Your acid on the one side on your stealers and your alkaline on the other. One side becomes a free radical, the other becomes your antioxidant. And your positive pole, that's where we saw positive. We think positive should always be good, but in this case, it's not good. And then the negative pole. And then they are destructive versus constructive. You know, when we started adding the ionized alkaline microclustered water to our brain camp, which we did the year right after it was introduced to me, we had a 33% increase in our results. It was like, I'm going, how can these people come here? They didn't get off the couch. They could barely move. And we had them walk. We're in the country. And they had to walk a good 2 blocks to get from their housing to the clinic where we had the program. And then we would work them 7-8 hours a day. How did we do that? We didn't do that before we had the water, because we would say, go jump on the trampoline. Now, you're running out of energy, but we're not done yet. Go get a glass of water. They get a glass of water. Drink their water, from little kids to the adults that we had. And they'd get on there and like the battery was charged instantly. And they didn't have a tummy ache jumping, because it was instantly absorbed into the body. Now you have a left spin when it's the bad and a right spin when it's good. So you can actually do this over your food. I teach people to do this. Let's say this is your plate of food. If you don't have an instrument or something, you can go left 10 times and then finish right 10 times. Secret in the energy field, secret in the quantum. So you can clean your food, 10 left, 10 right. When I'm in a restaurant and I don't drink coffee and I don't drink iced tea and I don't drink that stuff, but if I have something, sometimes I'll have a cup of tea, I will run my finger left and run it right. That's a little free quantum trick for you. Fat cells are critical to cell voltage. The electrons from high electron water are stored in the fat cell of the cell membrane. So your fats are huge, 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 huge factors for your voltage conductance. Good fats, not bad fats. Bad fats are called trans fats, hydrogenated fats, canola. They're needed for your cell function. Making cell walls from your plastic fats prevents the new cells from functioning right. Cells made from trans fats cannot hold a charge. This is key, guys, and they cause the voltage to be low. So your fats are a huge factor that you want to think of with your water. Because when you're putting in good water, but you're eating bad fats, you're not going to hold the voltage. This we see regularly in brain injured people. Now, the power grid and your voltage are just how they are destroyed. The most common destroyers, your thyroid. Look at that thyroid. Your teeth, wrong fats, canola, hydrogenated oils, not having your thyroid function, not having your hormone in your thyroid. Look at how many times I've said that. Because your thyroid, who thought that is almost as important as your water, but you've got to have the right stuff. And on our website, we talk about the right iodine to use. Heavy metal poisoning, dental infections. When I was just beginning my practice, I went to Germany and I'd studied there. And I remember the naturopath saying that the health of the body begins in the mouth. And I did not realize that until 40 years now into my practice. Most people that have chronic health problems have infections in their jaw called cavitations or dental infections. And believe it or not, we have a whole protocol with the 11-5 water, swishing with it, and swishing with the 2-5 water that actually helps your body to heal itself. So we're going to talk about the high pH water. This is the energy that has high hydrogen ions in the water, and you can see a picture here. And you can do this little experiment yourself. The one in the left that was left in both of them were left in the car for 2 weeks. But the one soaked in the 11-5 water, it was preserved. It had high antioxidants in it. It was self-preserving. What can we do to bring our bodies back into energetic balance? We can eat high vibration foods. Always soak your food in 11-5. Always, always. I don't even care if it's organic. Soak your meat, soak your fruit, soak your vegetables. But you want to soak it not in metal because you get a little charge or discharge with it in the metal. I like glass the best. The voltage is measured by an electronic device called an ORP meter. Water molecules pick up the negative ORP. Drink high frequency electrolyzed reduced water. Very, very important. Now, one of the things that I learned, and you'll hear various things about this, but when I saw people getting, sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes they would have a little healing reaction from the programs in the brain camp. And one of the gals that was there had this electrolyzed reduced water in her home, so she'd already been using it. She taught me a little trick. She drank a quart of this water, and I'm going, ah, you can't do that. And she got better. And I had been drinking it like a couple ounces at a time, and I actually had a good healing reaction from it. I threw up because it helps your liver to detox. But what I realized, and I've used this now for years, is that when you are really feeling awful, you can drink that. When I was in the hospital and rehab, I had my friends bring me gallons of the 11-5 water to drink. I couldn't drink it only because I didn't have enough supply, but I knew that I was so sick and I was so injured. I had broke my femur. I had a serious head injury and a spinal injury. And that's a whole nother story, how I am healed and I'm able to be back better than ever. But that 11-5 water was phenomenal. And one day, it didn't happen often, but one day my ankle was just swelling. And I knew it because I wasn't drinking enough water, and I had to get back on that. Anytime you have swelling in the legs, swelling in the knees, swelling in the hands, swelling anywhere, you're not drinking enough water. But I had that 11-5 water there, and my friend came in. Somebody came from far away to visit me. And they took that 11.5 water, went and got a washcloth and wrapped my ankle. And I thought, it's not warm, it's cold, what's that going to do? Right before our eyes, that ankle went shoo with the 11.5 water. And I thought, wow, that really, really felt good and really was amazing. Raise the vibration of your body by the water you wash your vegetables in. Soak your vegetables, your fruits, your meat in 11.5 pH water. Add the hydrogen, the minus ions, and it oxygenates the food. By the way, this food lasts in your refrigerator weeks. I'll go away on trips and come back 2 weeks later and it's still good. And it neutralizes the pesticides and the chemicals. Sometimes you can see it in the water. And of course, the food lasts a lot longer. Here's just some of the things that you can use with the 11.5 water. You can spray it on pimples and acne, and this is just to help balance the body. We're not talking about curing anything or healing any diseases. We're talking about giving the body voltage so the body can take that voltage and work with it. I just told you the story of my inflammation. Soak the washcloth and apply it to the affected areas 2 to 3 times per day for 20 minutes or longer. I mean, I was absolutely shocked to see what that did. And it was also stimulating to me to drink the water. I love to add this to salad dressings because I make my own salad dressings, and I encourage you to do the same. Because you know why? There aren't any good ones on the market. They use the wrong oils and they just don't put good stuff in them. So to get the right oils, I use my own. But oftentimes they're very, very thick and they're, solid. So I'll go take, once I've made them in the next days or so, I'll add a couple tablespoons of the 11.5 water because it emulsifies the fat. You can use it to stabilize essential oils, mix a small amount to reduce oxidation and improve freshness. You can clean and degrease. You can spray it on an engine and around the house to cut and accumulate oil and grease. Remove stains. I have a light carpet in my home, and I will take the 11.5 and I will put it on stains and do stain remover. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. You can get all kinds of things out. And when I use my shampooer, I'll always put 11.5 in. I will use some natural soaps. I never use the chemical soaps, but I'll always use 11.5. Washing machine, you can put, you can take actually a quart or even a gallon, whatever you want, and put it in your washing machine. I threw my bleach out. I don't ever use bleach anymore. And I put this in the washing machine to help whiten the clothes and to clean them. And you can apply it to little skin sores or things around the body. It will help the body to grab that voltage and respond. Now, let's look at the healing vibrations of water, hyperoxidized water, or the acid. Having ionized acid water on your hands is worth the price of a water ionizer. Okay, guys, what are we in right now? Right now, we are in a pandemic. We are in, everybody's wash your hands, and use the sanitizer. Not all sanitizer, but most of it, I will say, is chemical, and I refuse to put that on my hands. I want to wash them with something. You can take a little spray of the 2.5 water with you, because watch what it does. Look at this. This is from research. What does 2.5 water do? The organism, we'll go through this pretty quickly. You can look it up later. Hepatitis B virus. It is a live organism detected within 30 seconds. And the pH water of 2.6, no live organism detected within 30 seconds. Whoa. Go down to tuberculous bacillus. This is from research. This is after they put it in 2.6 water. No live organism detected within 30 seconds. AIDS virus, no live organism detected within 30 seconds. Bacillus subtilis, no information on that, so it doesn't help that. Staphylococcus, you can have that from food poisoning, which, by the way, if somebody gets food poisoning, I have them drink the 2.5 water. We had somebody once at our brain camp that was not able to stop throwing up. She was over the deck just throwing. And I remembered what somebody had taught me, that if you take the 2,5 water, about a half a cup, we could stop it. So she sipped it slowly, stopped it. So the staff, according to research, no live organism detected within 30 seconds in the 2,625 water. Salmonella, same thing, food poisoning, no live organism detected within 30 seconds. To realize that the cost of this equipment is worth an emergency visit to the emergency room for food poisoning. I'm telling you, it will cost you the same. And you don't have to go there. Bacillus cereus, food poisoning also, you have in 2 minutes. And resistant staphylococcus, no live organism detected within 30 seconds. Guys, this is revolutionary. This is research. This is science. This isn't just made up. It has to have that level. And then we could go on. Here's more for food poisoning, typhoid, bacillus, no live organism within 30 seconds. And Candida albicans, no live organism detected within 30 seconds. We actually had a gal in our brain camp who had Candida for 25 years and her tongue was always coated. We just had her drink the 2,5 and her tongue cleared, and her dad said, she's never been free of that. And she left there free of that. Pneumonia, no live organism in 30. Bread mold, no live organism in 30 seconds. Red yeast, no live organism. Athlete's foot, you want to soak your feet in that. Get the voltage. All we're doing is changing the voltage. We're not healing, curing anything. We're changing the voltage. Strep, pyogenes, no live organism in 30 seconds. You can gargle in your throat. Enterococcus, no live organism in 30 seconds. And Staph aureus, no live organism. And E. coli, more. Look at all these food poisoning ones, no live organism. Vibrations of electrolyzed oxidized water and dental periodontal bacteria. Okay, this was part of what I told you earlier, that a lot of health problems come from problems in the mouth. So you can actually take the 2,5 water, and I have people hold it in their mouth and swish it, better yet with a water pick spray. And the results with the electrolyzed reduced water may be extremely useful in preventing and treating periodontal diseases. Per research, more than 99% of the bacteria species were killed after exposure to each solution for 15 seconds. Periodontal bacteria and abscess, infected root canals were killed by the electrolyzed reduced water. All this coming from the scientific journals. But I must tell you, don't go gung-ho with the 2,5 and leave your mouth acid. You want to finish it with the 11,5 to bring it back alkaline. Now, the vibrations of electrolyzed oxidized water and MRSA. This is what research says. Bacteria such as spirulina, and many others can only survive at an environment value of between 3 and 4 pH. MRSA, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, spreading. I see people with it all the time. Acid water has a pH value of 2.5, kills everything. The oxidative reduction, electrical potential, and chlorine and oxygen can also help kill these bacteria. The body has the ability to heal itself of many ailments, and if it's supplied with the sound nutrition, proper cellular energy, the voltage, the most important element in cellular voltage and its healing vibrations is water. Why? Because 70 to 80% of your cells is water. The only water that supplies the oxygen, the alkaline pH, the abundant flow of negative electrons, hydrogen ions, is the microclustered electrolyzed reduced water, also called ionized water. Electrolyzed reduced water is the key to cellular voltage, was the key to our health. Okay, I want you to take, if you want to get a hold of me, you can just go through the website and fill out a form in there, and you can ask me your questions directly, brainadvance.org.